Hello, it's Debbie. I have a question from the classroom. Do I have to wait until my MRA to retire? Can you list the pros and cons? So MRA stands for Minimum Retirement Age. It's applicable for federal employees who are working under the Federal Employees Retirement System, or FERS. My MRA under FERS ranges from age 55 to age 57. It depends on the year that I was born. So do I have to wait until my MRA to retire? In order to retire under a voluntary, optional, or a quote regular retirement, yes, I have to wait until I'm my MRA or I don't qualify. If I want to retire under something that's called MRA plus 10, it's right in the name, right? I also have to be my minimum retirement age before I can retire. I don't have to be my MRA if my federal agency happens to be offering early outs and they offer me one. If that happens, then I could retire at 50 with 20 years of service, or at any age if I have 25 years of service. That's going to be true as well if my job within the federal government is working under something called special provisions. This is federal firefighters, law enforcement officers, air traffic control, customs and border protection officers. Those individuals get to retire at 50 with 20 years of that specialized service, or at any age if they have 25 years of that specialized service. So if I'm offered early out or I'm special provisions, I don't have to wait until I'm my MRA. If I qualify for something that's called a discontinued service retirement, or DSR, which means that I lost my job through no fault of my own, then again, I could retire at 50 with 20 or any age with 25. I don't have to wait until I am my MRA. If I qualify for a disability, I am unable to do the job that I was hired to do. As long as that's true and I have completed 18 months or more of creditable service under FERS, then I could retire at any age. It's up to the Office of Personnel Management whether they're going to approve me for that disability retirement. I don't just get to pick that one for myself. The other thing that we have within the federal government is something called a deferred retirement. Now, a deferred retirement means that I have worked for 5 years or more. I am not yet old enough to retire, but I leave anyway. I resign. As long as I did 5 years, I am going to be eligible to draw a retirement check at some point in the future. Now, when I can do that depends on how much federal service I had logged in prior to the resignation, but I can get something later, and I don't have to be my MRA. So those are the requirements. Pros and cons. If I work to my minimum retirement age, 55 to 57, depending on what it is for me, and I have 10 years, but I don't yet have 30, then I could retire under MRA plus 10. Pro, I get a retirement check. Pro, I get my health insurance, my life insurance, as long as I've been enrolled in those programs for 5 years or more. Con, if I draw a check under MRA plus 10 and I'm younger than 62 at the time, there's a 5% per year penalty that's applied, and that never goes away. That lasts for the rest of my life. If I am my MRA and I have worked for the required 30 years, or I made a military deposit to get to that 30 years, but I've checked that box somehow, pro, I get to retire right away. I get my retirement check right away. I get my health insurance, life insurance, again, as long as they had been in place for 5 years prior to that retirement date. There's no con to that. The reason that people continue working beyond that is because every year that they work, their retirement is increasing, and it's another year that they don't have to take out of their retirement savings, but there's no drawback for retiring at MRA with 30 years. Hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you have any further questions.